Hello, this is a follow-up video I'm making on base of my another Lexus GX. This is to respond on my previous video where I used the borescope to inspect every cylinder in my older Lexus because I saw this smoke coming from it with a distinct sweet smell. So we're looking here, cylinder 1, and it looks dry, less scaling, particularly more metal exposed. At the end of the video I will touch on this specifically. So this cylinder sits high, the walls we can see the full extent, but looking at the head gasket under the valve cover, I don't see any leaks in this one, so I'm using this inspection as to compare to my previous video, because this was actually first time I looked inside of the engine, so I didn't know what to expect. That this one particularly doesn't have that many wet spots, I would say. Even like it's like tiny, but what to expect, it has 170k miles on it, again compared to another one which had 225k. Okay, but yet again, looking at this, someone say steamed clean piston is there is probably a story behind it, show at the end of this video. Okay, diving in cylinder 3, yeah, looking around, there's no puddles, no leaks detected. I think it's fine on this cylinder 3. Cylinder 5, going in, this is first cylinder that I can see that sits down. I can inspect the walls. Walls look again better than the other engine, which has 225k, this 170k. There is no such polished spots on the sides. Yeah, looking up, and the sides of the top of the cylinder walls, nothing is leaking. There is like a oily wet spot at the top, but not even to compare what was seen on the previous engine I inspected. Some slight seepage maybe, or maybe just leftovers. I don't see that would be seeping from anywhere actually here. Okay, going into cylinder 7 is the closest to the driver's side, to the driver's seat. Again, this one sits down below, and it looks fine from what I can see. The walls and everything looking down looks good. Trying to adjust the camera so I can inspect the sides, but yeah, they look fine. It's very difficult to control it and to twist it around. But nothing to worry about, it's all dry all around. Okay, cylinder 2. No different than any other, it sits high. So there is, just came across some a wet spot, but it's very tiny, almost nothing to call out. Some wet spots from under the valves, not much. It looks very decent to me. Going to cylinder 4. Yeah, this sits nicely low, so I can inspect the walls. Onion is there. Maybe a little bit of polished sides, but maybe not even much. Definitely much less than the other engine I looked at. The condition of the piston from the top, just like the other ones, with the big spots like exposed metal. Again, we will touch on it at the end. Yeah, some vertical scratches, of course, but nothing major, I would say. Definitely there is no consumption, no oil, no coolant in this car, never overheated under my ownership. Oil changing procedures are very rigorous, and every 3,300 miles I do it, so I have 3 changes in 10k. That's easy for me to track. Yeah, under the head, no drips, no leaks. That spot is maybe a concern a bit. It's definitely the wettest spot so far that was observed. Okay, going to cylinder 6. Yeah, the other one is nice and clean. Looking around at the edge where it touches the piston, touches the cylinder walls. All this honing is present. No polished spots. Everything looks dry. Okay, last cylinder 8. Yes, it's nice and low, there is no difference. Again, the wall's pretty nice. There's few vertical scratches, but they are not deep. No forming drips like the previous videos I saw in one of the cylinders. All valves are dry all around. That spot is a little bit, looks like oily on this stripe, like at the top, but I think it's like over time cumulative. So yeah, the overall inspection was very encouraging compared to the previous one. So to discuss something about what I know from the history of this car. As you can see, 11 years ago, like it's we can say 90k ago actually, it went to dealership to replace timing belt because it was water pump was leaking, and maybe that was almost a time actually to do this job. And they did the job on 12th of June 2013, and in 300 miles later, 2 weeks later, it was back and towed into the dealership, as you can read highlighted here. And they saw that water pump is leaking because of the O-ring was rolled back, as they say, I don't know, after their installation. And they inspected, and they had to redo everything, like take down and replace the water pump again, replace the O-ring. But what's interesting, they say they disassembled the engine and inspected for damage and replaced cylinder. Now, I was curious to see if I can identify, but I don't know what kind of cylinder they replaced. Did they replace all cylinders? What's happened back then? But yeah, that anyways, like 11 years later, it's going strong. I already had my own trip to dealership to replace the timing belt yet again, like probably 5 to 10 Ks back, and yeah, there is no issues. But that is kind of scary to see on the history, and but it's fine. Yeah, such inspections are very good to do. Yeah, anyways, watch the previous video I posted on the 225k miles Lexus and see what it looks from inside. This one compared to another one has 2 ZFE with VVTi. It's the newer model. I would need to do at some point a comparison between two vehicles, and like, because I use them interchangeably, and I would say as Lexus, they got completely 2 different experiences. Okay. Like, hate, subscribe.